Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here on St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's a wearing of the green, the showing of the green quilts, and behind me, instead, I have red zingers. All right, so we have a bunch of stuff today. I'm not even going to list them. We're just going to go through them. So first of all, I have to tell you that forever I have wanted to buy a Lucky Charms t-shirt. I do wish that it had been longer sleeve because it's still March and it's still chilly, but okay, I'm wearing the short sleeves just for you. So this guy's got a leprechaun on it. See him right here? There. So cute, so cute. I will link you below to where I picked this up. I'm wearing an extra large, which is just snug enough to show it all. You know what I mean. That's okay. Yesterday was Panda Day. Pandas are my favorite thing. You would think I would have a panda quilt or have panda fabrics, and I don't. What is the matter with me? I ran out of time yesterday to talk about pandas, but we got a chance to see pandas when we went to China at the zoo, and they have like a whole panda section. I wanted to show you a couple of pictures of that. I adore pandas. The biggest highlight of my life was going on our China trip to the panda section at the zoo in Beijing. And here's a picture of Greg standing at the map of it has its own entrance to the panda part of the zoo. And then I'll just pop a few pictures here of the pandas. It was just so fabulous to see so many of them at once, because here we usually get to see one or two at the most, maybe a baby. It's so rare. And then this last one is me in front of the zoo. So there's a pattern by the Fat Quarter Shop, and here it is. It's a single panda. And so I did a really funny thing one year. My sister-in-law was playing Panda Pop. It was some game on her phone. And so I made her this quilt because we started calling it Panda Poop in the family, that she was playing Panda Poop. And so I sent her this panda quilt because, you know, that's what we quilters do. But the panda itself, that is a free pattern that you can go and pick up. Oh, one more thing. Here's another picture I found of the National Zoo Command Center for the Panda area, which you can see on the tour when it's in, you know, back behind into the building part of the panda section of the zoo. But there they are, where they can see what the pandas are doing all the time. So there was my little panda extravaganza. I have a panda coffee mug somewhere. I do believe I put it into storage. It is from the Washington Zoo here, which has pandas. And I got it 30 years ago or something when my mom was visiting and we went to the zoo and saw the pandas. So it's from quite a long time ago, but I couldn't find it to show it to you. So there you go in the little clip on the Pandamania. Our socialites is block number 20, and this is by Sherry McConnell. And so for those of you doing the 3-inch blocks, remember this comes in 3, 6, and 9. This one shouldn't be too much for a 3-inch block. Famous last words, right? I'm doing the 6-inch version, and the 9 inches, of course, a little bit bigger than this. So it looks really good, right? So here is all of them so far. We only have 4 more. After that 4, you will get the layout from the Fat Quarter Shop. So that will be fabulous to have. I love this one. I think it's really great, scrappy. So, you know, I need to start, even though this is 4 more weeks of this, I probably will start setting some of mine because I have too many things finishing at the same time. Yeah, it's a personal problem, but I have the layout since I was in the you know, one of the blocks. So you'll see me starting to get those together pretty soon. But the butterfly one I need to do also. So we'll see which ones get done. But you'll have fun making this one. It's a nice one. Okay, block a day. I put them all up here before I put the red zinger up. So let's take a look at that. Here they are. My block a day. I think we'll call this one today's. I'm just loving it. It is so much better than I even was expecting. It's hard when you're using so many different fabrics to really think about how is that going to look together. But this dark teal from my my porch, no, this porch swing, no, sleepover, from sleepover is just, it's fabulous. Yeah, it is perfect for this because it is really dark so that it is high contrast to the pinks, even the darker pinks. So perfect. It's working out so well. I am having so much fun with Block a Day, and I am having so much fun looking at yours. Your Block a Days are just amazing, and a lot of you have just sort of zoomed forward. You have now a quilt in less than 15 days. It is a great one. The chain is a great one. You've done 2-color. You've done super scrappy. We showed those. We had a little parade of them the other day. I hope you got to see that. If not, go back a couple of videos and take a look. March is such a great month to do this, where it gives us all just that little bit of extra thing to focus on that is super easy to do, super fun, and a lot of you always join in. So, thank you for that. All right, what do we talk about first? Red Zingers or the Shamrock Quilts? Let's do Shamrock Quilts. Let's do my things that I could pull and find. You know, I did a Tour of Ireland book. And so let me just show the first one of the quilts from that. This is one of the quilts from my Tour of Ireland book, where I actually took a quilt group to Ireland quite a few years ago, and Leisure Arts was my publisher at the time, and they came along on the tour and did a photo shoot. So basically all my quilts went to Ireland, almost all of them went to Ireland, not the very biggest one. I think there's a bed size that didn't go. They went to Ireland and were photographs. This one, we were out at a place that did Irish coffees, and we were there at I think 9 o'clock in the morning. It was like our first bus stop for that day. And so we went in and everybody had Irish coffees. And if you don't know what Irish coffee is, it is coffee with a little whiskey in it and Irish cream on top, you know, whipped cream. And it was just so much fun. And then I proceeded to come out and I spilled mine down the front of my shirt, 9 a.m. that morning. First day of touring, and I didn't bring an extra shirt, so I had to go buy a sweatshirt to wear over it for the rest of the day, which was fine because it was a little chilly. So that's my behind the scenes for the Irish coffee. It's in my Tour of Ireland book, which I will link you below to Amazon, which sometimes has resellers because it's been out of print for a long time. Here's a little cross stitch for March, and I have that hanging here in my studio. And there's a little coaster that my friend Jane designed. I will link you to that. I'll have a lot of the links here and also at my website today under the video. So this is a coaster that Jane designed for when we were doing the Splendid Sampler. Okay, I did a table runner. This was one of our sew-alongs had this block. Was it Grandma's Kitchen maybe had this block, which I just put into repeat, and then I added some appliqued shamrocks on top of it. So it was kind of fun and effective. I will probably go put that on my table for today and enjoy it. Let's see. This one we did maybe 2 years. Did I put down with 2021? We did this in 2021. It was a pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop that had 4. Each of these were like 4 petals and then no chain. And then I did a modification to their free pattern to have the chain. So this turned out so cute. I have my fabric line on the back. Look at that with the paisley in green. But I loved it because it's using 2.5-inch squares. And so I'll have a link for that in the description box and at my website. I'll probably have a picture of this on the website too. So maybe I'll link all the Irish things under that. But this is a fun one. And if you've collected up some green squares, you can do that. Now, these next 2 are also from my Tour of Ireland book. I think they both are. One was also printed, this was printed in a magazine, so I'm not sure if it's in the book or not. I didn't bother to go and look. But it was first done in probably McCall's. Where's the label? It was done in 2007. And it says, before I hang it up, say, may your home always be too small to hold all your friends. Okay, so may your home always be too small to hold all your friends. I love that saying. I thought it was fabulous, something that we can always appreciate all of our friends, particularly if a lot of your friends are on the internet like mine. My home can hold you all in my computer. Works super good, even in my phone, which I can put in my pocket. These are a free alphabet. Applique Alphabet is on my website. So you can always go and get that anytime you need to add words to something. Okay, I have to take a second here to toss them somewhat neatly. Otherwise the pile is just too big, too big. Okay, last one I have. This is in the book. This is my piece de resistance for the book. It is, and I made it in 2007. See the label I put, yeah, I did get a label. Okay, here we go. And it is an Irish chain quilt. You know, our block a day is a single Irish chain. This is, I think we would call this a triple Irish chain. Then there's like a double Irish chain. So it depends on how many of the color chain part is, how many blocks there are. So this is a triple. So I love the shading. I had so much fun shading that one. And the back is this beautiful, beautiful fabric. Isn't that gorgeous? From back in the day. I don't even know. The whole backing is that. I just love that. So there you go. All of the green. So this year, like often I will put a lot of these out in my living room like I showed you yesterday, but for this year, because I knew I did not want to take time to switch them out again, I put spring type things. And then I do have a few Easter pieces, and I have Easter decorations which I'll put on the coffee table, and I have a few table runners and pillows and stuff, and I'll switch those in just when we get a little closer to Easter. Well, probably in the next week. How much closer can we get? Okay, so this is a lot of quilt stuff today. It's a lot. We might take a look at something else too, though. Okay, the red Zingers. Which is mine? Do you remember? Okay, take a look. Here is the first one. This is the one on the design wall. And then here is the one on the hanger. Whose is whose? Do you remember? Do you remember enough about what I told you about them to tell the difference? Okay, so this is Karen's on the design wall, and this is mine on the hanger. Now Karen's has an inner border of a little stripe, white with a little black stripe, and she has a red binding on hers. Mine has an inner border of white with polka dots, and my inner border is a little bit wider because the polka dots were further apart, and then I have the black and white stripe. But I am so thankful to Karen Griska for lending me her quilt for all this time. Oh my goodness, just amazing. I appreciate it so much. Everybody has enjoyed seeing it, Karen, and now it'll go home to you. And I've been enjoying all the different fabrics that she used, and then I am so thrilled to have mine done and to enjoy it. I'm not sure where I'm going to hang it. Maybe in that space that goes up my staircase, because then I can see it all the time, or maybe it'll hang somewhere else. I'm not sure at this point, but I will find some place. So much fun to do. I hope you had a really good time making yours. All right, let me show you a couple quilts, other quilts that are going to go to new homes soon. These all need binding, and the group that I'm giving it to, they have some people who love to do binding. So yes, there you go. Okay, this was one that we did last year for Halloween, and I loved working on it. It was so much fun. But I don't have these colors. This kind of is out of sync with the colors that I use to decorate with Halloween, but I loved making it, and it will make somebody really happy. They can either use it for a, like decorating, or if they can just give it to somebody. It'd be very, very fun to have a Halloween quilt using my Harmony wide back here on the backing. And the purple that I use for the background is also one of my fabric lines. So just gotta use that everywhere. It goes with everything, right? Okay, the next one is I think it was a layer cake project, and it was Christopher Thompson's Paris fabric, and then on his navy blossom fabric. So my buddy Christopher, and I think this one turned out super good, and it's nice and big. It's a little bit longer, so this will be really cozy for someone to use, and it has my Harmony light blue wide back, and you can see, can you see the sort of orange peel quilting on it? So I thought you can see it here on the navy better. There you go. I think you can see that, yeah. So that is really pretty quilting. I really like that on there. It's very, very nice and effective. Okay, my stack over there is big. Okay, this is one we did last year. It's using my Birdsong fabric, and I did the quilt using the Birdsong and solids. I wanted to work with solids and just add it in with the prints. So it's a great way to use your solids, mix them up. You don't have to make quilts with all solids. You can just mix them with the other things that you have. So I really enjoyed working on this one. I know I can't hold them up high enough, but you just made this one with me, so you know, you've seen it. And then the quilting on this is got the swirls. It's super pretty, really, really pretty. And I used the Birdsong for the backing, 2 different pieces of it. So the small piece and then this bigger bird, which is really pretty. Okay, just 2 more on this St. Patrick's Day, but they're not green. We already saw all those. Here is another one that was a pattern we did together. I believe this was a Jolly Bar. I think this was a Jolly Bar one. Yeah. And so it's also a nice, good, big size. It's going to be a great one to give to somebody to use. And I think it turned out really pretty. The backing is a Harmony wide back in black. And then you can see the quilting on there. Isn't that fabulous? Look at that. That looks so good, and it gives it really nice, it gives it a little bit of nice weight to it. With that much quilting, it's a little bit denser quilting. It's so nice. One more. This was a Stronger Together from last year, and I think it's a beautiful quilt and would make a great baby quilt. So yeah, it goes this way. So I think this would be wonderful for a baby quilt. Oh, this one needs trimmed. I see it's not trimmed yet. I used the cream Harmony wide back on there, but look, this is where I used the little triangles, and then I also had the same thing like I did on the Jolly Bar, had these out here on the edge, just a little accent. But don't you think this would be a great baby quilt? Someone to give to a child? Yeah, nice. Okay, that is it. We have St. Patrick's Day. If you have made a St. Patrick's Day quilt, and made something with all green, like a heavily green quilt, today is the day to show that. We're doing the sharing of the green. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.